Rhonda. It is December 3rd, and the Lord gave me a message November 12th, and I have just had so many issues of trying to get it uploaded. So I finally bought a new webcam, and I'm just trying to figure out how to work it out. So, so it sounds funny. Like before, there was an echo, so I don't know if that's gone or not. But and also, my dog is in my room with me, and I don't have heat tonight. I'm using a space heater, so that may pop on and off as I'm speaking. Just so you know, that's what some of the different noises in the room are that may be happening while I'm sharing this. So the title of this message from the Lord, YAHUVAH, the creator of heaven and earth, is called Judgments and Captivity. And it is a pretty intense message. So, here we go. You who call yourselves Christians and think that you are mine, you had better examine your lives very, very closely. I see and know everything. You Christians who think nothing is ever going to happen to you because you go to church. I do not want to hurt. I do not want anyone to perish. But you are not following my word, my laws and instructions, or my Son. You do as you please, and it has nothing to do with pleasing me. The time of grace is soon to be over. Judgment is at the door. I am the door. If you are not terrified of the things that are about to happen, then you do not know me. And if you don't know me, I will not know you. Your stench of iniquity has reached my nostrils in heaven. I will not allow it any more to happen. Your cup of transgression runneth over. I will spill it upon you. You will mourn and ask, why is this happening to me? Again I tell you, you do not know me, Yahuwah, the Lord Almighty, your Creator, the Creator of heaven and earth. You scoff at my messengers. You sit comfortably in your churches, in your cushioned church pews. You dance with Satan on pagan holidays. I am a jealous God. I refuse to sit and watch this any longer. Judgment is upon you, you who claim that you are mine. I have but a remnant truly seeking me. They have come out of the apostasy churches, the dens of sin, the dens of serpents. I have warned you in my word, but you are too lazy and too busy with sinful worldly things that have been created by the enemy to distract you from my ways. I came and I told you, do not love the world or the things that are in it. And I told you this with my disciples. You keep following man. Follow me, your God, the one true living God, your Creator. Follow my instructions. Do not do the doctrines of men. If you could erase everything that you've learned about me and my Son through the false teachers of today, erase it from your mind. And if I asked you to follow me, to follow my instruction and worship me, and you could only do what was in my word, what would your life look like? I ask you to start a spiritual checklist. Take out all your traditions. Take out all the doctrines and study my word. Many of you will use an excuse that you don't understand the scriptures. Can you honestly say that you have even read and studied them or prayed about them? I am telling you to prepare yourself now. Will you listen? Judgment, destruction will come upon you like a thief in the night. You Christians are repeating the same things that the children of Israel have done. They too were blind by tradition and pagan ways, and many died that did not obey me. Nothing has changed. Again, I want no one to perish, but I am a just God. I am warning you. Are you listening? Be warned. The 10 virgins await my coming. The 5 foolish, I said unto them, verily I say unto you, I know you not. I say in Revelation 3:15, I know the works, because thou art lukewarm, neither hot nor cold. I will spew you out of my mouth. Thus saith the Almighty Creator, YAHUVAH, the God of Israel, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So that's the end of the message. And I just wanted to clarify, when he said that you should be trembling, he meant that, those of us that know what's happening, we are very heavy-hearted, because we have either seen things in visions or dreams. He has revealed things to us that are going to repeat themselves in the Word, in the Scriptures, that are prophetic. And we're not terrified, but we are heavy-hearted. And that is more or less what he meant. He did not give us a spirit of fear, but those that don't know him are afraid, that feel that something's happening. I was one of those people before I was saved and before he came to me, but he is my peace. I worry about my friends and family, and those that are unsaved, and many of my friends and brothers and sisters do also. So that is his message, and pray and do what he says. Do a checklist. Look at your life. Look at the seasons, and write down what you observe and celebrate and honor in the worldly system. And then go back and are those things of him? Or are those things that are made up by a religion, a culture? And really pray and seek the scripture, and see why you go to church on Sunday, and make sure it's right. We are to follow the 10 commandments. The parable of the woman that lost one of her silver coins, and she searched and searched, and she took a candle and searched, and she finally found the silver coin. And that is a parable, from my understanding, of the Sabbath, and how it was taken away from us. It was that commandment, 10 coins, 10 commandments. We are like silver being tried in the fire. The coins are silver tried 7 times in the fire. We are to follow his commandments. He wrote them on our heart. And the main one that people do not follow, that the Catholic Church changed, is the Sabbath. The Sabbath is Friday night until Saturday. And, so many Christians think the Sabbath is on Sunday, but you're not to do any work. It is supposed to be a date, a time set apart that you can spend with your beloved Yeshua. He is the Lord of the Sabbath. And he didn't take away the commandments. He fulfilled them. He followed them. And we are to follow him. So I ask that you really seek, why do you go to church on Sunday? Did Jesus do it? Did he talk about it? And seek the scripture. We are to follow and do what he did, and to follow what he said. So just because the world does it does not make it okay. In fact, you should really think about it if it is okay by the world. You should really pray about it and seek the truth. Um, Also, I know a lot of people, Christmas, people are like, oh, we have to leave, get Christ back in Christmas. Christ was never in Christmas. I know this is really hard for people. It was hard for me. It's still hard for me. But he gave us Hanukkah, which is the temple, the dedication of the temple. And that is in John 10:22. Yeshua honored Hanukkah, and that is in Maccabees, and that was taken out of the Bible. It was in the Bible in King James in 1611. And the story of Maccabees, if you research Jonathan Cahn, he will explain how it is a foreshadowing of end times and the coming of Yeshua. So it is very important that you understand this. Actually, Jonathan Cahn is on an interview with Gary Stearman in Prophecy in the News. So if you Google that on YouTube or find that on YouTube, he really goes into explaining it, and he also explains the end time mysteries. He has a series of CDs, and you could see if you can find that information. And he explains it. It makes total sense. Whereas Christmas, the colors, the Christmas tree, the ornaments, the wreath, it is all, it's pagan worship, which is, when you break it all down, it's worshiping Satan, Osiris, Nimrod, Tammuz, all the ones that we are not to worship. And he is very clear about that. And if you look at the Israels in the Old Testament, a lot of people haven't even read the Old Testament, but the story is like how they found God. God delivered them, or he brought a deliverer to deliver them. They're delivered, and they are really, some of them are very strict, I guess. It's not the word that I want to use, but they're very zealous about following the Torah, the instruction. The Bible is the instruction manual. The people in the Bible were not perfect. They had so many flaws, and I'm just starting to really realize that now as I'm really, really studying the Word and just seeing the flaws that the people had. But God is merciful. We have to be repentant and meek. But so many of these people, they fell away from the instruction, and God would deliver his Jehovah would deliver his remnant, and then generations would go on, and they would start doing the pagan worship again, and then God would put judgment. And judgment is not necessarily bad. Judgment is, he is a just God, so he's going to bring judgment upon his people. But he chastens people because he loves them. He wants them to come back. He wants you to come back and worship him the way he wants to be worshipped, not the way that you think he wants to be worshipped. We have to know what he wants. He has a set of rules, and we are to follow them. It's not the other way around. We have to give up our lives and bear our crosses every day and be that living sacrifice for YAHUVAH as Christ did, and give up the worldly things when He asks you to, and do His will. So I hope this helps, especially going into the holiday season. Um, please listen to Jim Staley, Truth and Tradition. He explains it and shows it so well. Christmas and Easter have been around longer than Christmas, before even Yeshua was here. And they had the same traditions as they have now. And, I live in northern Arizona, and we had a forest fire this summer and really destroyed Oak Creek Canyon, which is a major tourist destination, and it's so beautiful. But because of the fire, they closed down all the hiking trails. When it rained during monsoon season this year, there was so many rock slides, and it was just really, really dangerous. And now, in the exact same place that they had the fire this summer, was a 4.7 earthquake. Now, I mean, it didn't really do any damage, but it's just so interesting. Like, I've lived here since 1985. I moved away for about 4 years and came back. But we've never had any kind of fires like this. We've had one other fire, and then this one that we had this summer, which was actually like a continuation. It started exactly where the other fire had stopped, which I find it very, very interesting. No mistakes. And then the earthquake, and it was the second earthquake we had. We had a small one like a week ago. We don't have earthquakes here. We've had like little 1 point whatever, but this was a 4.7. It's quite, um, you know, it's definitely something to be like a red flag to be aware of. I feel like it's God, and Sedona is um, one of the major New Age hubs of the world. So many people come to Sedona. There's been tons of movies made here. There's tons of New Age seminars here every year. Um, a lot of Hollywood people live here or have homes here that they vacation at. So Sedona is, as he told me, is like a Sodom and Gomorrah. I mean, we have all the New Age stuff. We have a Masonic lodge. We have prostitution. We have drugs. We have, I mean, pretty much what every other, community would have, but we even have more of that, and more high places of worship, and out in the national forest, people build medicine wheels. Tons of ceremonies go on here because I used to do it. I used to do ceremonies with Native Americans, with the different New Agers, different kinds of groups that we thought that we were, opening portals and, invoking good spirits, which is all an abomination to Yahovah. Since Yeshua came to me, I've repented. I threw away all of my books, all my crystals, all my music, and I did a 180. My life is extremely different now. I do not really do much with the world. I work, but in my work, it's really about connecting with people, and the people that I connect with, whether it's a plumber or a client or someone that works for a vendor that I use. Um, I am constantly asking the Father to open up doorways that I can share the kingdom of heaven. Um, and I know that He's using me and my job for that reason. And that's really the only time I'm in the world. Most of the time I'm home, I'm studying, I'm watching videos, paying attention to current events. Um, journaling, and just, trying to educate myself so I am not deceived when, as all these things are happening now. So much is happening. So I don't want to make this a long video. I know that I'm going to be making a lot more videos. I'm not really sure on what, but I know that I'm being directed that way. So, please, 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 um, study, do your research on where Christmas came from. Do your research about the Sabbath, because no commandment is greater or lesser than another commandment. So people think, oh, the Sabbath is okay. If you look at killing someone, that is not okay. The Sabbath, breaking the Sabbath is not okay. And the Sabbath was around, it's the longest words verbally in his word. And it is from the beginning, and it's going to be in the new heaven and new earth. Well, we're going to be honoring the Sabbath with him. So why would we not be honoring it now? So really, seriously, seek and pray and ask about this. So, and learn about Hanukkah. It's in Maccabees 2. And again, listen to Jonathan Cahn. He shows all the foreshadowing of Hanukkah and end times. Um, it's really amazing, and it makes so much sense. And we're in the darkness already. And Hanukkah is about light in the darkness and the miracle of light and shining in the darkness. And, Yeshua is the menorah, the candlestick, so amongst many other things. But please, 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 I will try to leave that link below. Um, if you have any questions, contact me, and maybe I can steer you into some videos that maybe you can watch to start having the truth revealed to you. Wipe your eyes, open them up. Do not be spiritually blind and deaf. Please, I ask and I beg of you to really research and to make sure that you're doing the right things and that they're biblical. So, all right, much love and blessings. And, everyone take care of yourselves. Stay awake, stay alert. There are no mistakes. And just watch, because he's coming soon. He is coming soon. So much blessings and love to you, my brothers and sisters. Shalom.